last video on this topic was 8 months ago. But if you want to talk like properly, like my last video on this topic, it was a day ago. But basically, so the album finally dropped after, I would say, what is it, like 3 years? Finally. And the album art scared me. I was a little bit worried about what the album, hold on, let me do shit. Not really. I was kind of worried about what the album would sound like with this, you know. Yeah, but I think my expectations were boosted up when I saw the track listing. So Party Never Ends, I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I see Fall Out Boy, and I'm like, oh my god, how is this gonna go? And then Offset as well, I was like, okay, yeah, fucking yeah. And then I saw Goodbye and Party By Myself, and I was instantly like, this album's gonna go from hype as fuck to sad as fuck, and then gradually get back up to hype. And I was kind of right, I kind of predicted that. So if you watch my reaction, I couldn't actually react, you couldn't see my live reaction to the songs in general, because they were so copyrighted that it blocked from every country. But now for some reason it's only blocked in Russia and Belarus. I don't know, ask the lords of the skies and copyright itself. This first song, The Party Never Ends, oh my days, it's so fucking nice. Like, I played it to my brother and he was like, whoa, the production is insane. And I was like, yeah, it is. There aren't many songs that inspire me as a musician and as a producer, but when I hear stuff like that, that's what I want to sound like. That's what I want my stuff to sound like. That song inspires me, and it is so good. And it only has 400,000. Well, I say only, but it does, like, it only has 400,000 plays, and it deserves so many more than that. Honestly, it's such a good track. Another one of my favorites was Misfit. I love the chorus as well. I love the verses, the production as well, with the slightly off-time 808s. It works so well. Another one of my favorites was Cough. Love the simplistic, but like it goes from simplistic production, but it also is very complicated how it sounds and how it works. My next favorite was Condone It. Obviously, another one of my favorites was Floor It. I love the more atmospheric drums, but they're more lo-fi-ish, and the bass doesn't come in right away. Like, it comes in after the drums come in. That's a cool production point. It brings it a lot to the song itself. Every song has a place in this album, which I feel is done very well. Only thing that just doesn't work is Best Friend, but I'm gonna rip on that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna rip on that song. Yeah. Some of the songs that I feel weren't the best or didn't work was, alright, you're gonna shout at me for this, but it was Love Letter. Love Letter wasn't bad, I just found it a bit like too repetitive, not much was going on. It just didn't really have much of an impact on the album itself. It's a good song, but I didn't save it, I don't have it in any of my playlists. What was another one? I think it was Barbarian. It was alright. I mean, there are a lot of mid songs in this album, but the other ones I've listed are like, and Spend It as well. Spend It was, you know, it was there. That's the only way I can think of to describe it, you know, it was there. It didn't really have too much of an impact on the album itself. I was so excited for it as a song because it was like the finale, it was like the ending to the album. And if this is Juice's final album, then this is the end of his, his career. If that's the song to close it off, that's stupid. It's not a good pick. It's not a good pick to close off the album. Like, we had so many good choices, but you went with Love Letter, and you went with Spend It, and you went with Barbarian. It's just another song that I forgot to say that I really liked was Party By Myself. Well, it's such a good song, and that fits in the album, and it fits so well after Goodbye, and the transition from Condone It into Goodbye. It's such a welcome back from like the sad sound. It still has that sad sound that makes, as I said this in my reaction, it just makes that sad sound a little bit more upbeat, and it gets you ready for like the rest of the album. And then Adore You After, it carries on that sound, but once again it gets you ready for like the next half, the side B of the album, if you will. Those three songs work so well at the middle, because it gives you a break, but it also builds you up for the album. Celebrate chucks you right back into that Juice sound and right back into Party Never Ends as a whole, and that works so well. Those four songs put together work so well. There are some songs that don't go well together, so I think Oxycodone and Spend It, maybe not. Barbarian and Best Friend, maybe not. I think Flora, it works quite well towards the end of the album. Sorry, I'm just vibrating currently. It's not a bad album at all, and it doesn't suck ass like a lot of people are saying it does. My only problems are certain track listings, certain songs, Best Friend, and the album art itself. It's just all of these little goofy goobers in the background. And then there's the earth with a smiley face. It's just kind of giving, hey, let's all get high and become demons and monsters and raid a orphanage. I don't know, but it's very poorly directed. The word, like the letters are very cool, like the style of the letters, the party never ends. That's done well, and I like the pattern that's in there, but it doesn't fit once again with the rest of the cover. Like it would have worked without the title in the album. Sorry, in the album cover. I like the detail of the 999 on the speakers and on the back the security guard that's trying to hold all the other demons back. Juice's abs look like they have been stuck on. Like they look like slabs of cooked beef that have just been slapped and stuck with sellotape on his body. I do quite like the camo kind of style that's on his body. I quite like that. I like the tattoos. But his facial expression, he looks out of this world. Like, I know everything in this is literally out of this world, but his expression, it just doesn't work. And I know it's not particularly supposed to, but it looks nothing like our Juice WRLD. The dreads look like gummy worms. I know I'm just ripping it to shit, but this is how I feel it. Overall, it just kind of looks like someone's eaten a unicorn and pukes it up and called it the Party Never Ends cover. As a whole, I think the album cover could have been better, and we did have so many better choices. Like, look at all of these. And that's what we got. You know, I mean, I know there's more to come from this album, but right now, it's not great. I think the album as a whole, the songs individually are great. Like, there are a good couple songs, and then there are faulty couple songs. I think overall, the album has probably gotten 7 out of 10 from me, so not a bad rating at all. 5 is my average, 5 is meh, anything below 5 is bad. 7 is a good score from me, for this album especially. I am a little bit disappointed. Like, I went into the album being like, yeah, this is the best fucking thing ever. And then I listened to it again and it's like, it's not the best fucking thing ever, really. I have got a lot of the songs saved, I've got a lot of them in my playlists. I just can't listen to the album as a whole. The beginning got me so hyped, and it just kind of went downhill from there, with a couple of exceptions. I would say everything up to Condone It's kind of building up the album. Yeah, I would say out of 10, 7. Solid 7.